Hi everybody and welcome to the channel. A US Senator is advising people to invest in Bitcoin for their retirement. US Senator Cynthia Lummis has encouraged people to buy and hold Bitcoin in their portfolios. Cynthia adds that as Congress spends trillions and trillions of dollars and is flooding our economy and the world economy with US dollars, there is no way we cannot debase the value of the US dollar. So I worry about having all of our retirement monies denominated in US dollars. She then comments on Bitcoin as an element of a diversified portfolio, saying that one of the strongest stores of value for the long run is Bitcoin. And when she was questioned about whether or not she's invested in other cryptocurrencies aside from Bitcoin, she said that the only one I really understand is Bitcoin. Now, that doesn't mean that Ethereum might not have benefits as well. Now, what she just said is also, I think, great investment advice, and she's leading by example in that she's investing in something that she understands. And I think this is really great investment leadership as she speaks to the reality that she only understands Bitcoin and thus is only invested in Bitcoin. I think it's important to understand what you're investing in. You don't necessarily have to understand how to build it, or you don't necessarily have to understand all of the technical details behind what you're investing in. Like if you invest in an airplane company, you don't have to understand how an airplane works and how to make one. But it's important to understand what that airplane company does, what their services are, what their competitors are, the risks involved, and the history of that company. So I think it's great that she's speaking to this investment strategy to understand what you're investing in. So with US Senator Lummis coming out publicly in support of Bitcoin as a long-term investment, we're seeing this as a trend. Another article, this is from Bitcoin.com, citing a recent survey of financial advisors and their investment strategies that shows a significant shift to embracing cryptocurrencies. And we see that more than 26% of investors in this survey indicated that they plan to increase their recommendation of cryptocurrencies over the next 12 months. And furthermore, 49% of advisors in this survey said that clients have asked them about investing in cryptocurrencies in the last 6 months. This data is from the 2021 Trends in Investing survey, which was conducted by the Journal of Financial Planning and the Financial Planning Association. I think it's clear from this data that wealth managers who are connected to investors and investors are connected to trends, that there is a trend of cryptocurrencies being adopted by people who are not just Gen Zs, millennials in the crypto space, but people who are seeing cryptocurrency and Bitcoin as legitimate investment opportunities for the future. So I'm brought to this inquiry of what will this continued adoption of Bitcoin and crypto assets in general look like moving forward in the future as more wealth managers catch on to this trend. And one great use case of blockchain technology is preventing corruption. Blockchain technology is combining permanent and tamper-evident record keeping with transactional transparency and automated smart contract functionality, which allows the flow of money and energy to be secure and to be traceable to the source, which is huge when you're entering a financial system which requires that type of transparency in order to be legitimate and in order for larger institutional forces to join in and to be given permission to join in. And when it comes to taxes, charity donations, blockchains can help us keep records on a decentralized database, thus protecting data and building trust and reducing costs. And building trust is huge because if a government can be assured that a blockchain-enabled charity is being funded by a legitimate source and is not a vector for money laundering, then there might be tax incentives created for investors who donate to that blockchain-enabled charity. And this interplay between governing bodies and blockchain technology and the institutional adoption which emerges from that partnership is really important for the growth of the blockchain and cryptocurrency marketplace and economy. And so this brings me to a project which I've been exposed to called Military.Finance. And Military.Finance is a project which has developed a cryptocurrency intended to help veterans. So it's a blockchain-enabled charity. And leveraging blockchain technology, they're able to allocate funds directly from a charity via smart contract to military veterans. They've essentially created a web of connectivity between veterans and charities, allowing the flow of resources between the two to be more fluid and to be more direct. and less centralized. As we know, when centralization becomes involved, there are costs. And $1 that was sent to a veteran becomes 70 cents because 30 cents of that dollar has to be distributed to all the costs that are associated with getting that dollar to the veteran. But when you decentralize this process, it reduces the cost and thus it becomes more efficient, and more of the money that you send to a veteran through a charity actually gets to that veteran. So I think this is a really fascinating project, and it's a template for other projects which can help to distribute energy more efficiently to people who need it. So Military.Finance is, I think, the first altcoin to sponsor a NASCAR driver. They're sponsoring Keith McGee, who served in the Air Force. And so checking out their white paper, they have a really interesting membership kind of reward structure, which incentivizes you to do daily tasks, which then allow you to earn rewards. They have something called an influencer score, which allows you to earn rewards and tokens every time you post something and share something. So again, they've developed a really fascinating template of design for this type of cryptocurrency where you are incentivized to give. You're not just incentivized by a tax deduction like you would in the old legacy models of charity, but you're incentivized directly through the tokenization system. And it's a beautiful expression of symbiosis. And symbiosis is when two organisms are in mutually beneficial relationship. And for me, a project like this is an example of symbiosis on a technological level, where your giving is mutually beneficial to both the giver and the recipient. And symbiosis is the foundation for a healthy ecosystem. So that's what I love about blockchain technology and the cryptocurrency universe, is that it's reflecting the symbiotic nature of life. And the more that our technology and the more that our social systems and our economies can reflect the symbiotic template of life, the more I think we will have a healthy ecosystem, both literally physically as humans become more symbiotic with our environment and with each other, supported by these new technologies, but also culturally and between each other when we realize that we can establish mutually beneficial agreements where we both benefit from giving. That's a beautiful vision. So you can find Military.Finance on their website, Military.Finance. You can get their token on PancakeSwap, $MIL, and you can find their white paper on their website as well. Thank you so much for joining me in this channel. I wish you best of luck on your adventure and lots of fun. Goodbye for now.